Alright. Let's get this show on the road. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Sorry, I was jealous enough. No, I'm gonna use my leg. Oh, I could room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Oh, what?
Shoot!
Oh no. Fuck! I'm gonna die!
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Fuck you!
No, what's wrong?
Of course, the class idiot would.
Hold on. Can I pause? Hold on, wait. I got it.
Are you using a trackpad or something?
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Duh.
That's so creepy!
You're creepy.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Is that so?
Genocide Jack? The fiendish serial killer? Did he really kill Chihiro? New element has been added. And also, babe, would you like to hear more? Sure! For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. So take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. You pussy. In which case you can forget all about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. Thanks.
Good luck, have fun.
Thanks.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Boom!
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong! I'm a Kurenayegi!
I
You are
might know
incorrect.
one reason he could be involved.
Oh, I didn't have that on. Oops.
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police
thought
put
it was
together
missing.
about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
Okay.
More
Just forget
importantly,
about
it
it.
outlines
Yeah.
all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According
You
to the
forget,
file,
Byakuya,
there
we need
appear to be
motive,
two
means, and
defining
opportunity.
characteristics
Yeah.
in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No.
No.
It's actually bloodlust.
That's
More
just you,
important
Hifumi.
is the other characteristic, and
Got
it's
'em.
something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Well, I don't
Go ahead and tell
wanna.
them, Makoto.
The other characteristic of every
Tell
Genocide
me.
Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. If I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body. Where's my cursor? Oh, right. Was
I
You
got it!
got it.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
Well, Byakuya is going nuts.
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Oh damn, putting her on the
Genocide
spot.
Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
Jesus. You lie! You lie!
Wait,
Papa, me want more movie.
Blodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Blodophobia.
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Hey, no, get out! Trial in progress! So, what it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko? Oh, the answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Maybe. Hangman's Gambit!
Makoto was thinking.
It's thinking time.
I'm sorry.
Don't click every letter.
Oh my god.
Oops.
Oh, Makoto died.
I did.
Yeah.
No, he
'Cause you were
believes
clicking
me.
every letter. Emily was spelling super.
You're the killer.
I'm sorry.
You're the killer, Makoto.
I'm
It's the only
sorry.
way.
I'm sorry. Makoto is
Everyone
not black
voted
and
for
too
you.
bad. I'm sorry.
Wow, everyone voted for Makoto because he doesn't know how to spell.
Yes.
Because he failed his mind palace and had
refuse to give up
He failed his mind palace. Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
That was funny though. It was like spelling like simple.
Well, I need an S. Give me that S. Give me S. I don't know. What am I spelling? P. Miss.
Oh, schizo.
Good. Oh, no. Shit.
You need a Z.
A Z.
Yeah, schizo.
Oh.
As in schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Eh.
Some of these type kind of cheat because people like this isn't like an
Now I
actual like
understand.
full word. I don't know. It's just
Now
like
I
a weird
understand.
insult people use on.
These
Is it
make
because
no
Genocide
sense.
Jack
Yeah.
has a split personality?
Obviously, the word is schizo, which is like a
I
real
think
word
I
that
read
everyone
that somewhere
uses.
in the file too.
For sure.
They thought that the suspect might have...
And it's not even the
what did
fucking
they
real
call it?
thing. It's not even part of
Dissociative
the
identity
same
disorder.
family and psychological disorder.
No, it is
But
not.
still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is
Perfectly
Schizophrenia
acceptable.
is like hearing voices.
Toko's
and
strange
seeing things.
behavior after seeing the body is proof
Not
enough that she
even the
has a
same
split
thing at all.
personality.
Dissociative identity just part of the dissociative
The one thing that
family.
shows Toko could have a split personality. Her behavior changed.
Which usually
You're
has to
talking
do with
about how she
trauma
started
and
acting
memory
totally
loss.
different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
She had a weird ass face. Yeah, that. That haunts my dreams.
What's wrong with it? She's just a little out of it.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers
That's
completely
hilarious.
disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained
Okay,
consciousness
maybe
and saw
please.
Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I will let her have control.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
Oh my gosh.
What?
She's not locked
Toko
in there
was
with you,
afraid.
you're locked in there with
Afraid
her.
of the murderous fiend inside of her, of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Oh.
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
No.
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
It's so cold in here.
I know, I'm fucking frigid, man. Can I have a blanket?
Turn up the
You
AC.
said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
If you see right here, Toko, you breached the contract first, therefore
I tried to control it.
I can
But
steal
your
all of your
efforts were
secrets.
useless. What a
And if
disappointment.
you look at section A, under the B.
Well, the opening act is nearly
Subsection
finished.
F.
All that's left is to
It
hear from the
states-
person in question directly.
The person.
Look at that face.
You don't mean...
I do mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A
Whoa.
huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in this next second... Wow, wow!
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Me too, Mondo.
What happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one.
That word bothers me because it's not.
It's by the book.
Of course, yeah.
Intense.
As a psychology major, I can totally say this incredibly by the book and not at all wrong.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane. Oh my god.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
Laugh, I can't.
This should be enough to convince you.
Yeah.
This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Are you sure about that?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me.
Something's
She said,
cracking my
I need to get some more details about all of this. Wah, 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 wah,
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more
No.
proof do we need?
It does not.
I can't. That
Give it
laugh.
You killed her.
It was you!
I got distracted. Let's do this again.
Sorry, but
In
I
the
didn't
exercise
kill anyone.
room, with the knife.
You say that, but do you really expect any
Grab
of
the
us to
knife, grab
believe
the
it?
knife, grab the
Perhaps
grab
if
the
you
knife.
had an alibi,
Grab the knife,
that
grab the
would
knife.
change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't
It's
know?
okay. It's okay, here,
All
don't
that
mess.
human garbage? Let me tell you!
Oh, damn.
Oh my god.
I murder with passion and conviction.
Oh,
I
okay.
consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
Of doing
Go
things.
to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
No.
This is no creation of
The
mine.
shame of it.
Not the red
Well, let me
moon.
rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. Here
Okay.
you'll see a clear difference. The victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
Cutely.
According to the case file,
Cutely.
they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
He kills you cutely.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be
Thank you.
strange for someone who kills the
Please
same
don't
way
agree with
without
me. It makes
fail
my point
to
look weak.
suddenly change their method? And there's more.
Nah, it looks even
One more
weaker when like
conflicting
Hero's
detail.
like, yeah.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini,
Please stop.
then the
comparing it,
arrangement of the
Kapoor.
body would be the pesto sauce.
Damn, I'm getting hungry.
Can you please stop comparing killing people
I
to
could go for some
cooking?
tortellini right now, for sure.
So, are you
My
saying
favorite
the
pasta.
difference has to do with how the body was
Could just
arranged?
go with real food. I didn't really have a dinner.
That's right, the second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands.
That's right.
Shot through the.
Where were the scissors?
Here you'll see a
And
clear
you're to blame.
difference. What was used to suspend
I
her?
got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her?
Not everyone was in the room, Makoto.
They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
Makoto,
What is your point?
we've gone through this.
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
You still getting into this one.
Specifically, using razor-sharp scissors.
Scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
Where do you
Like I
get all
said,
those scissors
I'm a
from?
Yeah, she has to have like a
professional,
design and then get them like
very picky about the
manufactured.
Genocide Jack is like a blacksmith.
You know what else? Big Mac
Sit in
said there's
Toko's
two
room
differences,
making
but
scissors.
he's wrong.
Tink,
Big Mac?
tink with a hammer.
Are you referring
I
to
mean, those rooms
Oh,
are all
it's Big
soundproof.
Big Mac!
There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
Word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case.
How does your tongue do
There's
that?
a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
She's the daughter of Gene Simmons.
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
The tongue out reminds me of like those like hairless dogs that like are missing teeth and the teeth stick out all the time. You know what I'm talking about?
If you look at the names of every victim, you'll notice
Like a
is.
No.
Yeah, I think I figured it out. I know what she could.
I got you.
What's her
What-
lover?
What's her lover?
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
I'm gonna say that from now on.
What are you talking
Like,
about?
there's like
Bingo,
breeds.
bullseye right on the money.
In all the
Yes.
genocide Jack cases,
Nice.
all the victims had something in common.
There's like breeds of like hairless dogs, and a lot of times they like will miss are there missing teeth, and so like the tongue will just stick out.
Gross.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna send pictures.
They were all guys?
Fun.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
Okay.
I can't
Oh
believe
dear.
It's Toko, guys.
Oh my gosh.
What was wrong with you?
She loves you.
Help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-blood fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an
Adorable
Italian
little
chef
man.
suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it.
Your hobby.
It's a different matter
Hobby.
entirely when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Scissors.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Oh.
Lowly
Damn.
cur.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That
This is true.
does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Got a mithril or something.
Are you sure about that?
And who let the serial killer in your arm?
Oh my god.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side?
She sounds like she's gonna cry.
Yeah, I was
Better
thinking the
dogs,
same
all
thing.
of you!
She loves her scissors that much.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
Me
I
too.
have no idea
Oh,
what's
God.
going on anymore. Heinous really be innocent?
But
Innocence
the
is a
body
strong
really
word.
was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
It's not
Yeah.
innocent. They just start
That's
with
why we
this
figured it had to be the real deal,
Yeah,
and
just
not
for
some
this
copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There
It's
is
one person.
one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases.
You're the only one.
Bing! Bop, 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 bop. Bingo!
Here's my
Bingo,
answer.
bullseye right on the money.
Bingo, bullseye, right on the money!
Mommy.
It's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus,
Because you're
you've
a lizard
already
person.
looked through the Genocide Jack files before this all happened.
Just like the rest of your family.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Yes.
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because He wanted to pin the crime on her.
Oh, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was
Ew.
behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Calm it down.
What's your response? I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
You discovered my
Looking back
little
and
ruse.
thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
So suspicious. Look at them. They're standing there.
So suspicious.
You go to the girls' locker room right away,
They're
right?
standing there, not even moving.
Since you're a
Yeah,
guy,
suspicious, Makoto.
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about
There's
that,
no way
I'd
we could have
say.
known that.
on the contrary,
We didn't know who the
there's
victim
something
was.
very strange.
On the contrary, my dear Watson.
Okay then, what's so strange about it?
You're
Go
strange.
ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
Okay, I will. There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. Everyone, listen up! The element has been added to the non-touch base. Would you like to hear more? Sure! Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change a truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Gee, thanks. How do I change between my bullets?
It's like mouse wheel and Q. I don't think it matters.
There's only one.
Yeah.
So I have to hold my
So,
left
you
mouse
said
button?
Byakuya was acting kind of weird.
No, yeah, it's
before
like
we
it's like
found the body.
scrolling.
But he was acting
No, I'm
weird.
saying for the lie.
If you're presented
What?
with
The flashback, I have to hold my left
check out
mouse
the
button.
girls' locker room, you
I-
absolutely
Oh wait.
That is what they said in the tutorial.
Hold on, wait. Case file 2. This. Time of death, number 2. Body was discovered in girl's locker room. Let's see before. Cause of death blow. She was killed instantly. Okay. Alright. I got this.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first.
was a
there was no
girl.
time for
Who
pointless
was a girl.
Oh,
What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
What?
Excuse me, my good sir. What is the fuck? did you
Okay,
just say?
so... Okay, hold on.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, you absolutely
I'm gonna
take it.
throw up.
That's a natural reaction for any guy.
Not really.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course
Oh, no,
I
I
would
missed!
check the girls' locker room first.
Oh my God,
there
you
was
actually-
no time for
you got
pointless
rid of it.
distractions.
Yeah, that's how
What's so
what
strange
happened
about
to
that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Ew.
disgusting.
How do I
So,
speed?
You said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
I think it's
But he was
control.
acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the...
That's a natural reaction for...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Stop!
So, of
No!
course, I would
God damn it!
suggest check the
I missed
girls'
again.
locker
No,
room first.
stop!
There was no time for
Oh my god.
So strange.
wish you'd taken me with you.
Shut up, everyone.
Okay.
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting... If you're presented with the opportunity to check out...
That's a natural reaction for any guy! The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the
Fuck
girls' room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
Shoot your face.
What's
Oh
so
my
strange?
god. Why is this so hard for me?
Would it help if you like use the spacebar to like slow down?
So,
you can do
you
that.
said Byakuya was
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Byakuya.
Control speeds it up, spacebar slows it down.
To check out the girls' locker.
That's a natural reaction for any guy! The victim
For any
was
guy.
Chihiro, who was a girl.
Bang!
A girl.
Made a mistake looking at what he said.
Girl.
Huh? I'm
So,
confused.
you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
Do I just
The
shoot it
victim was
regularly?
Chihiro,
No.
who was a girl.
shoot!
I'm confused.
Is there something that like says something about like how he would know?
So,
Hold on.
Keep going, I want to see all the
Byakuya was
options.
acting kind of weird before we found the body.
It's just before we
He
found the
was acting
body,
weird.
and then
If you're presented with
and
the
then he says
opportunity-
Chihiro was a girl.
The victim was
Or
Chihiro,
the
who was so of
victim
course
was a
I would
girl.
suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so-
Wait. Can I? I can't change my. No, I can't.
No. It's not. You're supposed to do the flashback thingy.
Yeah, but with what?
Taking me with you.
Did you already try taking the victim was Chihiro and then saving it and then shooting it at what Asahina says first?
What? So do
So,
try.
you said Byakuya was acting
You can
kinda
take it to
weird
the next
before
round.
we found the
I
body.
no, god damn it. I didn't mean to.
Shoot!
So take what Byakuya says
Okay.
away from him and absorb that or whatever.
Okay.
So,
And then shoot it
you
at
said Byakuya
And
was
absorb
acting-
that.
If you're
Yeah.
presented
It's
with
because
the
it's either that or the
That's
other way
a
around.
natural
It depends on
reaction
which
for
how it
any
like
guy.
thinks.
The victim was
You can take it into
Chihiro,
the next round.
who was a girl.
Okay.
So of course I would suggest
Just don't
There was
shoot
no
it.
time. What's
Yeah.
so strange? Wish
I'll
you'd
try
taken
not
me
to.
with you.
Because it'll save it for the next round. And
So,
then
you
shoot
said
what she said.
Byakuya
Bio
was acting
Shumwa.
weird before
Okay,
we
it's the
found
other way around.
God damn it.
Sometimes you never know what their backwards thinking is gonna be like. 'Cause sometimes they word it weird.
So, you said Byakuya
Take what
was
she
acting
take what she
kinda
said
weird
and then
before we
shoot
found the body.
Byakuya.
He was acting. If you're presented with the
It was a
opportunity to
girl.
That's a natural
She was a
reaction for
girl.
The victim
Sometimes the
was
word like
Chihiro.
There we go.
Weird.
Fucking finally. Jesus Christ.
You'll have to do that a lot.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that.
Yeah.
Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't
Yeah.
have known who the victim
It's
was.
just a weird backwards way of saying, bro, how the fuck did
So
you
your
know that
claim
Chihiro
they
was
went
the
to the
victim?
girls' locker
Yeah.
room
beforehand?
first because Chihiro was the
Yeah.
victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak. Huh? What's
You're
wrong?
too weak.
Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
Okay. What's with Byakuya's attitude? He's being kind of like a bitch right now. It's like he doesn't even care. I've got
About
him
me.
cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is, I think.
There is more to it.
I think.
Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The difference between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Whoa.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to
The cases?
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
What? Maybe I should listen to everything first.
Shoot!
I know, I'm sorry, Makoto, I'm gonna kill
Maybe
you.
I should consider everyone's viewpoint.
Yeah.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very
I
own
love
special
Makoto's pose
scissors.
when he
And I use
messes
those
up.
same scissors to arrange the
God
body.
damn it!
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Calm it down, Taka.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about
How
that
dare you
rope.
tell me to calm
Hey,
down.
Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Oh, ho, 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 you
Obviously,
liar.
somebody else must have
You
had it
lie.
hidden away somewhere.
You
You gotta
lie!
shoot that one.
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
Byakuya, where'd you get it from?
I'd never seen that rope before in my
No!
life.
Asshole!
God.
No!
You're gonna die.
I know.
Slow down.
I know, but I always forget it exists because I haven't.
It was some kind of...
Quiet, I can do it.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from?
Slow down, be
never seen that
purposeful
rope.
with your movements.
Very demure.
No, that's wrong. I have one heart left.
I sure do.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
Baby voice.
Actually?
Because
I think
you
you're
see,
wrong.
that rope,
Actually,
or should I say, that extension cord,
Oh my gosh, Makoto, you finally solved it.
Extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension
Byakuya.
cord in the library more than once, haven't you?
Yuck.
And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
Oh my gosh.
Byakuya,
And
more
there's
like
no way someone who
Bakuya.
uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine
So
any
funny.
other possibility.
Yeah, you're more like
That's
Baka.
really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I
bloody
intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's looking at me though with those baby blues. He's totally
Oh,
calm.
man.
Oh god, I can't look
Getting lost in the
away.
sauce.
Wait,
He knows
not
my
even
weaknesses.
involved.
I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
Huh?
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
I gotta go poopy.
Do we really need
Potty
to?
break.
We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
Oh my god.
What about all that bothers you?
Everything.
Oh.
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. I feel a poopy coming.
No.
Chihiro thought he was definitely found in the girls' locker room. But does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something about what he said.
I got it!
I got it!
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
Stop yelling at me.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
I'm trying my hardest.
I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
That
was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Excuse me. You think I can eat all this by myself? Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who had been so confident up until now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Taka.
Come on, Makoto.
Freaking out.
Really
if there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There's something that was switched between.
Swimsuit model.
I know, right? Maybe. Or the gay poster. Where is it?
Oh, that's right.
I got it!
I get it!
Got it!
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Oh my gosh.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel.
Thanks.
But don't you think that's kind of
You're
strange?
about to sound so excited.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster
Big
like
titted
that?
supermodel.
I bet those massive chunks of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile,
No, they weren't
the
fake. They
boys'
were
locker
totally
room
real.
They're so real, you don't
super
understand.
popular
You
boy
don't even
band
see it. Don't
Tornado.
even like pretend that you did.
Again,
Okay, don't even talk
That doesn't
to me.
really seem to belong in a boy's locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms.
What is it?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to
She's
my
like, what?
protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet.
Oh, is that what we're
But I
calling it?
noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally
I shit
scrubbed
on the
away.
carpet.
Yeah, I shat on the carpet and spread it with my hands. No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed
Myself
away.
Too much in my,
It
in my
was
weightlifting.
moved. Yeah.
I got it!
Present my evidence.
The stain
Evidence.
on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
Evidence.
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Definitely from my protein coffee. Nowhere else. Not my butt.
We just make Naggy French from like the rest of
anyone
the
do
season.
Oh!
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the
To
other.
move the murder scene from one locker room to the other.
In other words,
I'm gonna make
in
Taka
order to
French.
completely swap the scene of the crime. The bloodstained
Because
poster and
Naegi will
carpet
always be
moved
baby.
along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder
Maybe
took
I'll make
place.
Naegi sound like the Mad Hatter.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but
If I can do that.
why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that
very
trouble of
interesting.
switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question.
What?
If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
How did you get in there?
Ah!
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
Interesting.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Interesting.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh yeah?
Okay,
I
you
highly
tell.
doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Shut up! Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Yes.
Beep 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 beep
Broken.
Hey.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it!
Oh.
She must have hacked her e-handbook.
Mm,
She was
probably
the
not.
ultimate programmer after all.
Yeah,
I'm sure that
of
would have been no
course.
problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used to think that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No.
Yeah, except it was broken.
It was
Stupid.
broken, you idiot!
No.
Big dummy!
Chihiro used Leon's handbook
No.
He was lighting too much incense.
because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
About that.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the
Yup.
Of course, if it were
Yep,
broken,
yep, yep.
that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts glaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook,
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
And maybe you're just fat!
There's
Shut
no
up!
way she could have got into the boys' locker room.
Jesus Christ.
I guess so.
Sorry.
You got a problem with fat
Okay,
people
then.
today.
I'm from
Monokuma's fat, Hifumi's fat.
Yeah, Monokuma sucks. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya was the one who
Monokuma's a
did
good
it?
boy.
Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Holding on.
I agree with you, though. I
Hold it.
think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say?
Yes.
There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
what?
She digged a tunnel
talking about?
using
What way is
spoons.
there?
Well, to explain that,
Using
why don't we
spoons and
take a
very
little
small
break
rocks.
from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Ooh,
Okay.
an intermission.
Are we going on a field trip?
What do you think you're doing?
Ooh, I want to go to the zoo.
Don't worry. This will
Yeah.
make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
Ah, she hit the nail right on the head.
Declare an official
I
class
can't-
trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better
For
not
real?
be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
I have
Unhappy.
no doubt it'll meet your
Ryuji
lofty
in this game.
expectations. So, shall we go?
Okay. So before I even knew that was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with
Everyone hold
Kyoka in
them
the
horses.
lead. And where she took us was the scene of the crime.
This isn't the zoo at all.
Yeah, there's no
Damn
animals
it.
here.
Dude, it's always gonna be a
You've
mystery.
already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to
Promise
pull,
is
Missy?
you.
Missy.
Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
I was gonna race the go-kart.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her.
What, do you want us to do an autopsy?
carefully? Like using our hands?
Okay, not you.
Yes.
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's
Well-
not that I'm creeped out or anything. It's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Sakura, real
But
G.
you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
I've got more balls than any of you boys.
What is this?
I'll
Some kind
touch
of
the
secret
dead
girl on
body.
girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go.
The fandom seems to disagree with you.
I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Yeah, Kyoko, you said.
Her entire
Okay.
body? I know
The
you say
entire
that,
body.
but
The whole thing.
this is... What is
What?
this?
What's the meaning of this?
Oh my god.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
It's impossible.
Sakura's eyes were staring
Exodia.
widely at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
Is what?
a boy.
Oh my god!
God.
Ah, I see.
That's how she got in the
So
boys' locker room.
She was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact. What?
Okay.
You're joking,
Okay.
right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Ben, it's really true?
Yes.
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
Yeah, okay.
Dang.
So that's what
Missed your
Kyoko
shot.
wanted to show everyone,
You
huh?
miss every shot you don't take.
That's right. Wayne Gretzky.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Boy?
Yes, well,
Why couldn't
I don't know
Kyoko
his
just say
reason for
that
hiding
instead
it,
of making
but the fact
Sakura
is,
touch
Chihiro was not
what
a
she didn't
girl,
want to touch?
but a boy.
I know.
To think that
She was
Chihiro
just
was
like,
actually a
if I felt-
guy.
If I felt Chihiro up, then you have to also.
And because the victim was male, he would
wanted
have had
somebody else
no
to feel her
problem
pain.
gaining access to the
Yeah.
boys' locker room.
Assuming
also
his
could have been,
handbook
I guess,
did,
like,
in
you
fact,
won't believe
list his
the
gender as
What?
male,
Feel
then
it for
yes,
yourself, I
that would
guess.
be true.
Right. That makes sense.
Of course his
It's so
handbook
weird.
said he was a boy.
He could have had
He
some
dressed
doubters.
like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was
That's
killed
right.
in the boys' locker room
My
and was then
Eggy is
later
a
moved
correct
to the
Eggy.
girls' locker room.
Yeah, he's a good little eggy.
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I
Yes.
still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is a most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Oh yeah.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he
We
might not
skipped
actually
down the
be
hallway
killer
together. He
after
can't
all.
be the killer.
But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
Yeah, but like, I was dumb
Just
back
seems
then.
to be too
No, you're
enjoying
not.
all this.
Yeah.
Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Ow.
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya,
I mean, I
when you
just
found
like
out the
messing
murder
with dead
took place in
bodies.
the
I
boys'
didn't
locker
actually kill her
room,
though.
it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but...
Yeah, you should have done better
It's
to defend
fine.
my name,
I guess I'll
Makoto.
mark it as correct for the time being.
I guess.
Mark it as
I suppose.
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
As one does.
Are you fucking with us right now?
Just perusing the girls' locker room.
No, I am not
Yeah.
effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Effing.
Well, I find it
Byakuya is
very hard
above,
to
above
believe.
using the F word.
Go
That's
ahead.
fine.
Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
if you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
It would have been easier if you didn't
I
mess
don't
with the
think we
body,
can say
dummy.
for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No.
No.
Have you been paying
With
attention?
Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very
Well,
well.
not all
then.
of us.
I'm with you too.
All but one.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
No,
Of
he does
course
not.
I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who did? Who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer was a guy.
Got it.
Since the crime scene was in the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. Me. In other words, it had to have been a guy, or at least someone with a dick. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Everyone, pants down!
Jesus Christ, Makoto.
He just borrowed one.
Makoto's getting freaky in the
Isn't there a
courtroom.
single
Everyone,
clue
hands up.
as to who did it?
Wait, what was Celeste's account again?
Oh, that she saw Chihiro
In the warehouse.
with the tracksuit.
Clues are one thing, but
With the tracksuit.
did
In the
nobody get
warehouse.
a look at the killer?
Under the table.
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Maybe.
All we need right now is any kind of info.
It's over. It's all over.
Oh, poor guy.
Be
Who saw
over.
the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, what? No, wrong button. God damn it. My finger hit the wrong button.
So chinga.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Excuse
The
me?
rest of you have no idea.
Makoto?
That is why you're all making
Makoto.
such ugly
First I was
noises.
called Big Mac, and then I was called
Just hurry up and
Makoto.
tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Oh my god, you're right.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is
Or
when
the
he said
Akira messed
something
with
that
it.
struck me as rather odd.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba. No, I better get going. I'm in a hurry.
What's the matter, Chihiro? You got a hot date?
In a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and
Ba-bing,
then they were
bing,
going
bing,
to work
bang.
out together?
Bing, 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 bong.
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Just like the women can smell, but I'm not a woman.
Which means that he must have
They
trusted
know.
whoever
They
he
know
was
too
meeting
much.
with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship!
Na, na,
The
na.
point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
Hey?
You know who the killer is.
Okay.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the
Well, then
killer?
Who is it? Who is it?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Uh-huh.
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Okay.
Are you sure about that?
Shut up, Celeste.
Are you sure?
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Maybe.
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or
Wait,
something?
wait.
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Yeah, guys, let's
Easy for
talk
you to
about
say.
it.
But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag
It
was
was blue.
just a normal duffel bag from the
Blue!
warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer?
Yeah, what if
Somehow.
the killer's favorite color
It's
was
really-
blue?
It's really hard. The killer was colorblind.
Oh my god. Alright, everybody, take this colorblind test.
Bing, bing,
Find the
bing,
number.
bing, 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 bing,
First of all,
bing.
we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask,
Right back, I gotta pee.
why did
Okay.
he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because
Huh.
it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh
what
my
you're
God.
saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him.
Bang!
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
It was blue. Nobody ever said anything about
Hold on
the
a second,
color.
Mondo.
What did you just say? Hold on a second. What did you
What'd I
say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago,
She said. What did she say?
What did she say?
she never said anything about the jacket's color.
You dummy.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
Yeah.
What are you? You just.
You messed
Hey,
up,
Celeste.
corn cob.
What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
She's like purple. Fuck.
And then we find out that she's colorblind.
Yeah.
And before we began the trial,
red.
did you
It's
tell
gray.
anyone that?
It was the same color as everything else. Great.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Oh,
I
I have psychic powers.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at
That's so
some point
crazy.
in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Don't call me Shirley.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died.
Cherry?
That's the only
That's so
possibility.
cute. I'm calling Chihiro Cherry from now on.
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Whoa.
just by chance. I just happened to
I wish
see
I
it
could make
last
a
night.
loop-de-loop with my tongue.
He walked past me,
Loop-de-loop.
and he was
Full
carrying the
party
tracksuit
shirt.
in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
I have see-through vision.
Yeah.
It would appear you
I got it
dug
from the
your
back
own
of a
grave.
comic book.
Perhaps.
I
But
bought
you
the
handed
special
him the
glasses.
shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did.
That's right.
Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah,
worked, though,
now I
stupid.
understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it.
Don't look
to
at me
put
like
them on
that.
edge.
Oh,
That's right.
she's
However,
staring into my soul.
Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But why?
What kind of person wears a
What
crazy
made you so
hairstyle like that?
suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way. Because I hate him.
There was a
Dear
certain
Lord.
turning
What'd
point
he
that
do?
tipped me off.
He punched Makoto in the
Maybe you
stomach.
didn't notice
Unforgivable.
it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Oh.
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude.
Dun, dun,
Once I picked up
dun.
on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail? Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
Are you a witch? She's a witch!
No, I'm not the frightful one.
Burn the witch.
Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Because you dress like
He would
that?
never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true.
And you
My reasoning on
physically
that is
assault
pretty
people?
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Ew.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh, make
Oh
your
yeah,
ghost
that
friend
reminds me.
shut up.
Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some
Makar just
evidence?
glosses over it.
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
Confidence get up and walk
Chillax,
away.
bro.
Really insist, then.
Yawn.
Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on
That's
the
one of
ground,
those.
right? Then it must belong to.
Mine.
It's mine. I dropped it.
I got it! We know
got
Chihiro's
it.
handbook was missing
I
from the scene of
got
the
it.
crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed.
Uh-huh.
I was
Okay.
totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some
Uh-huh.
clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's
Maybe.
what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
They're not.
You're
Monokuma
right.
told us
They're
otherwise.
not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbooks go? By Hakaga? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Shoot!
Oh, shoot!
Well, I only have 2 choices, and I have 4 hearts! So I'll get it eventually. This.
I got it! You
On
already
top.
told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah! You
I kinda
remember
did too.
that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession, then
Then we can only
Somebody
assume that
knows.
someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Yeah, spill the beans.
You're asking me?
I think it's
That's
a
right.
necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Very
Very not good.
Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Did you?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
My God.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
What are we in fucking science class?
Excited about
We have a murder to figure out, guys.
If you found the victim's handbook in the sauna,
leave Taco alone. He's trying his best.
Then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
They asked nicely. I don't know.
They made a pushy demand.
What if they found out by
Apparently that
accident?
works.
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
Oh.
They'd realize it
I
was
wonder
broken,
who went into the
of course,
sauna
and it
recently.
wouldn't be hard
Yeah, I
to
wonder
figure out
who.
why.
Fully clothed.
And
Yeah,
once
fully
they
clothed,
learned
refusing
Hiro's
to
handbook,
take their
they knew they
clothes
had
off.
an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
Well, you'd be surprised.
Enough to
Anyone
do
who
such
took
a
their
thing.
handbook into the sauna.
Who would be so fucking stupid?
I might know someone who did.
Yeah,
So
because they
effing
forced me to
stupid.
watch.
Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Was.
Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna. It had to be one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was... Bing, 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 bing. Oops.
Here's my answer.
Here's my answer.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
So true.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
That's
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Ow. Make your argument. Okay.
All right, what do we got?
Okay, hold on. I gotta do some reading. So we have Chihiro.
The broken e-handbook, Chihiro's e-handbook.
Yeah, was not found on her corpse, and apparently it was gone missing. Oops. Broken e-handbook. One of the handbooks found may have broken. In the occurrence, Chico makes use of the work, so assuming that the broken handbook is Leon. Leon. And then...
Mr. 1137 himself.
Leon?
If what he says is correct...
Oh, card reader.
Card reader.
Locker room, you need a separate e-handbook over the card reader. You need a mail student's e-handbook.
Oh, I see.
You broke your own handbook.
In other words,
Broke it.
if Mondo's
You
handbook
idiot.
is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Does it now?
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
What?
But...
Oh well.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
That's right.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Stop.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
I don't think it does.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Stop it.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
That should be orange text.
Let's test if what he says you broke your own. In other words, if not, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook.
Bah!
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong!
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
No.
Well, here's
Get
how I
over
look
this.
at it.
You're
There
right,
is a
man.
rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead,
We gotta
they're
punish
not a student.
Leon for loaning his hands.
Kind of a great area.
But
no
dig up
worries.
his corpse.
If anything,
We'll throw
it
baseballs
just
at it
makes
again.
things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging
Of course it is.
handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro?
No.
Come on! Tell him he's wrong!
Come on, bro.
You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
Okay.
Maybe if I
That
show
way,
it to you
everything
in
will
picture
become
book
clear.
format, you'll
And we'll
understand.
all see if I was
better.
right
Yeah.
or wrong.
Hold on,
So
just
as
give
a
me a
kid-
few seconds to like make the scrapbook.
He just like
I
makes
need
the-
your help as a mangaka.
He makes the comic book all up and then he brings it over to Taka and he's like he points and walks him through it.
He reads it to him.
You see right here, that's when Mondo killed her.
So that
That's right.
craziness.
Erase it. Erase it.
Wait. I'm gonna put that around.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's a choice you can make.
So
Sometimes you
Byakuya
have-
walked
sometimes-
in, and he was like,
you have faulty ones sometimes that you don't
"That's
use.
true. I always forget they exist."
Yeah, that's why it's like exactly the same as the other one that the other picture that's already filled in.
So
Byakuya looks so evil.
he does.
I might go play with a body.
I'm gonna go play with the body. Okay.
Just try and stop me.
Door.
$7-Eleven.
No. Wait. How do I get more bubbles?
You use a boat.
The current ones?
Yeah.
So what if... That goes there. Tie... And I don't... Okay.
Brutus.
You said I have to use all the current ones.
Yeah,
That's
top of the
right.
spot. Think about it. The poster would get the bloodstain like as soon like after he hits
In the
the
next
body.
panel,
Fine.
it has the blood stain on it too.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, that was the right spot.
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
So I
if you
think-
look at the next panel in the comic book, it
Right.
shows that the poster has the blood on it.
Yeah, that would make more sense right there.
Oh wait, no, it would make more sense that it got splashed on when the
Yeah.
murder happened. You're
Yeah,
right.
so, yeah.
So then, does the dumbbell?
How did we lose the dumbbell? Weird.
It's like,
Very interesting.
indeed.
Well,
Indeed, and kind.
does it show like a spot where Mondo is putting the
there are hints.
like putting the crime scene in the other locker room because it could be it hit him putting the dumbbell down, so like in the crime scene.
It moves her little bab. Bianca comes
Nah, never
in.
mind.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. How do I get new
I don't know
ones?
either.
Because I know this one doesn't go anywhere.
Can you scroll?
Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot. Never
I was
mind.
like, damn, bro, this is like. Like,
Listen,
this on
listen.
hard.
Okay, so that goes there. Intense workout.
An iron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would,
And
yeah.
then that goes there. What other ones do I have? Oh, it's scary.
Yeah, that one would probably be near the end because that's when he goes to the sauna.
Yeah.
It's the scary one.
Okay, so Chihiro. Wait, what's that?
Wait, I would almost put like the Chihiro one in the big one, and then put in the tiny one, like the one where it scans like him, like them going into the boys'
Yeah.
locker room.
That.
That's my thought.
So then
Took
he
such a long
rolls
time.
up, takes the poster, grabs her, him, sorry. Wait, no. Is that, okay, that is all I have. Lays her down, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, writes the words. And then...
Spooky. And then the other one was the other sauna one. That one.
That goes there. So then what goes here? Because rolls,
The
peels.
other poster one.
Yeah, probably the other poster
Probably.
one. Give it a shot.
Alright, let's see if I got it right.
Here's exactly what happened.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
Okay.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct?
Yeah.
At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Ow. Yay.
Yay! That something was a
I got
blue
one right.
tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
What?
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room.
Right.
But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl,
I could
access
I
the
feel
boys'
like those
locker
two
room?
should be switched.
Maybe they should be. Nope,
Oh, I guess not.
Simple.
You gotta
looks like she was
first
walking in.
then walk
Really
through
a
the
key.
door.
Yeah, it
Which
looks
is
like she
why
was
he
walking up
able
to the door.
Use his own handbook
Yeah,
to gain
the
entrance
comics
to the
in the
boys'
first
locker
game
room.
are a little hard to understand sometimes. So.
Yeah.
I do like that this
Once
those
inside,
Why they made it
he met
easier
with someone
later
there.
on.
Yeah.
And the person he met was the one who killed him.
That's right.
Working out.
It seems likely that
Thump
the
it.
killer grabbed the nearby
Pump
dumbbell,
some iron.
approached the unsuspecting Chihiro,
Dun da.
and attacked him.
And the blood got all over the poster.
That's where the blood stains on the
poor
poster and
poster.
carpeting in the boys' locker room came
It's
from.
ruined. Such a perfect piece of art.
I know.
It was likely in the heat of the moment.
Bad blood.
The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Oh, no.
Oops.
Oops.
Oh, I've taken damage. I didn't make my comic book good.
Okay, so it's not that. Oh, girls. Duh.
Girls.
Ah. Okay.
I'm a
Girls
fucking
like
idiot.
boys like girls like
Is it gonna start from? Okay, it's not starting from the beginning. I didn't know.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Makoto, like mid-story, tells like, "Oh shit, I need to cut that out." Puts it
And finally carrying
new
the
picture
corpse
over it.
into
Sorry,
the
guys.
girls' locker room.
Kibaro's genocide Jax.
A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Damn it.
What?
He didn't use a doorknob at all.
He didn't use a doorknob. Okay.
Fuck.
I guess now the poster thing, I guess, is in there now.
Could be. Could be the poster thing right there, yeah.
Okay, let me just...
Maybe? I don't know.
Byakuya writing... Okay. It should be good.
You!
Jeez.
We shall see.
Killer is you!
After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work.
How could this be?
They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That could have been the end of things. But
But
no.
no.
But no!
Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
He decided to do some arts and crafts.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
And then wiped the blood from his cheek.
Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to
how he
create
was
the
able
illusion
to
that Genocide Jack was
recreate the font
responsible for the
perfectly.
slaughter.
I know.
What
That's how you know-
attention to detail.
I know, he studied it well.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this
Bro, guys, I
facade,
don't know if I want to give him too much credit. He could have traced it.
the killer,
True.
who had already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sign. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Yeet.
The fact that they just like tossed it in
just
there
as the killer
and didn't like
expected,
grab it
the steam
afterwards.
sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget.
Honestly. I guess they
Somehow,
just assumed that nobody
the
like goes
killer
to the
knew that
sauna.
the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the
Dare go
sauna.
into the sauna. It's the
And the
perfect
reason they knew
crime.
that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
That silly Mondo, what if you just had a defective handbook?
Oh, he looks a little scary right there.
Isn't that right, Mondo Errata?
Look at Egg next to
Egg.
Eggy.
Eggy.
Wait. No. This can't be right.
But I showed you the comic book.
Yeah, I showed you the scrapbook I made.
Did you not
God,
like
it took
it?
so long.
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on
We need
him.
more washi tape.
Evidence that Mondo was the killer that already revealed stuff earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. New element has been added. Let's do it.
Bullet time battle.
Let's talk a little bit about fever time and nega time. Okay. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss.
My favorite thing.
So you can push R and B, however you want, destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time, right? So we've also prepared something called nega time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. But surprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use nega time. Well then, good luck and have fun. Well, let's give it a go. I'm sure I won't fail.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False.
I'm just hitting buttons.
Yeah, button.
I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence.
Oh no, nega time.
You're wrong. I won't listen.
Okay.
I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. You're corrupt.
I don't.
He won't listen. It's false.
I
With you.
refuse to vote.
Oh my gosh.
I refute
What
you.
is going on?
False.
You know you don't have to.
Final strike.
Show me some
Final
evidence.
strike.
Yeah! Wow. I'm surprised I did that.
You killed him.
Oh no! I'm sorry, Taka.
So far is right.
Look at
Mondo
him.
must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's.
With Leon.
In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Oh my gosh.
My God. He admitted to it. After long last.
A for asshole. A for amazing.
A for...
Bro.
Bro.
What are you saying?
I got no choice, man.
Say it ain't
After
so.
hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Roger that.
Hold on.
Oh.
No waiting. No holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank.
Okay.
Who will you elect as the
As you
blackened
wish.
this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I don't know.
You are too happy about it.
Yeah.
Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling.
Aw, dang it.
Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it.
What?
Alright, voice acting. It's been so long.
right.
Oh, wait, no, it's on auto.
Yes, it is so. The blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owada.
Oh, he's all sad.
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer.
I swear to God, if you voted for me, Taka.
You're
Yoda. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
Sorry, man. Totally did.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing?
Hella did, bro.
Oh, why? Why?
I loved every moment of it.
Why? Why did you do it?
For fun.
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually,
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Anyway, there once was a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. Hello. He had an extreme inferiority regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out.
I guess I'll read.
No, nobody would be able to say anything about it, even though you're a boy.
But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger.
Aww.
I'm weak. I thought this would work, but no.
Weak.
Oh, not bad. Chihiro decided to speak up.
Yeah.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. Hello. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which, of course, included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge.
Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro's actually a boy!
hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone.
Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
You're so buff. Now's my chance.
I want to change.
So buff.
I want to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough to so when somebody says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better.
With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind
and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it. Oh ho hum. When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me.
Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to be.
Maybe talking to Mondo about it will give me some courage.
Yeah.
He's so strong and manly, and so he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. Huh?
Yeah, I'm looking at that too, and I'm just...
Yeah, me too.
That doesn't make any sense.
He's talking about himself in the third person.
Line,
Monokuma.
Yeah, Monokuma line.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh well. I said it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm talking about myself in the third person sometimes.
That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did. Keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro.
How did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room? Oh, he really is a gentleman.
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Other than that, to cover out what he'd done.
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret?
Because
if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so... He tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see?
Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed?
He's a complicated man.
Why would he do that? Okay. The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you?
You guys know each other for less than a week.
Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Repeat myself.
He said it.
Yeah, I guess.
To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it.
Well, while we're on this subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did. He killed his own brother.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, like he choked on himself. He choked on his spit. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Vroom vroom. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had
You
nothing.
telling me Daya died?
Daya had died.
Mondo had. So I'm trying to read. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Vroom 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 vroom.
He's really bad at it.
Yeah. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up.
Crazy Diamond.
He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect.
He can't keep his balance.
He wanted to measure up to his big brown truck so hard, so he imitated him in every way. God damn it, guys. Mondo was the episode. Oh my god. Epitome of the starry kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest bike gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number 1 in the gang, and his number 2, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. Huh? Okay. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. Kid's gonna take over Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Could someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I just...
Oh, I thought he was gonna say it.
I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. Vroom vroom. But during the race, tragedy struck. Roar! The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Push! Why does the brother look so happy?
I've always wanted to die.
I always wanted to get hit by a truck. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid.
Yeah.
I fucked up. Sorry. Looks like your brother Daya's gonna be dying.
Stop. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Daya never blamed him for
Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together.
Yeah.
Cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men.
Manly men.
Manly men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result... Vroom vroom! The team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd best his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got him killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth.
He wanted to lead the team so bad. He was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm kind of getting tired of this voice.
And strong. Strong, 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 strong.
And yet.
Oh.
Haha, silly. As soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And we're gonna show this clip a third time, and then the lovely, hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own brother.
No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined.
Ruined.
Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why That's why I killed her.
Mondo.
I killed him.
Mondo.
Yeah, what's up? After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head was filled with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness, and I just started swelling around. Never felt anything like it before.
I just...
It always sounds like they're gonna say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got tricked. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach, my tummy.
My tummy.
Oh no.
It was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. Right there, he told me a secret. And he expected me to keep it. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you.
Yeah.
But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh? Hey?
Because I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
Okay.
I want to change.
Aww.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut.
My big old belly.
That knife reached all the way into my rock-hard lump of anxiety that I told you about earlier.
My rock-hard
abs.
abs.
Exposing the lie I've been living myself. He somehow was able to penetrate my rock-hard abs.
Your rock-hard abs.
I don't know how he did it. Like a washboard. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore.
No, Ma.
You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
Yeah, so what? You just saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret, huh? You call me weak?
Huh?
Huh? Jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength.
Saying I'm a little bitch? Huh? Is that what you were saying?
He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy, jealousy.
Why?
It broke me.
Sorry.
What?
Are you making fun of me? You calling me some kind of coward? I'm strong. You fucking with me right now?
No.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm not effing making fun of you, Mondo. You really are strong. I feel like I can hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head.
Is it the mouse, like the mouse on the hamster wheel or whatever?
What did he want me to do? I say out loud. What was I supposed to do?
I say again out loud.
Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything? Mondo, you okay?
What's wrong?
What's wrong? Shut up, Jira. Shut up, Daya.
I'm not dying. I'm just here. Shut up,
I can run this motorcycle gang all by myself.
Oh my
I don't even
god.
ride a motorcycle. What the hell?
Damn you!
Why'd you have to tell me all that? You trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength. You're starting to really scare me, Mondo. What the fuck? Yeah, that's right. I am strong. I'm gonna show you how strong I am. Strong. I'm strong.
I'm so fucking strong.
Strong. I'm so strong I can get this dumbbell.
The best way to take a compliment
Stronger
is to kill
than
the person
you.
that gave you the compliment.
That's
I admire you, fuck you.
But I'm stronger than Daya!
I'm not dying.
Who's Daya?
I don't remember anything after that, conveniently.
I ran out of memory storage.
When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood.
Blood.
God, I missed.
I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just doing reps, staring at him down on the ground.
Hey.
I killed him.
I killed him.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it!
Makoto, I'm always angry.
Look at him. You see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't.
You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a bitch! Go ahead, say that again, I dare you!
Yep. Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching.
Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
He just has like a watch that's like where that's counting down to punishment.
It's a hand-drawn watch on his wrist that just says punishment time.
It's almost time. It's ticking down.
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Oh, hold on.
Now then,
I prepared a
special punishment.
Really? You're not gonna finish half of the sentence?
For Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader.
No! Wait! Wait!
Let's give it everything
We've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait! Oh.
I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Oh.
Bonk. Oh, not the hair.
Love the audience member that's just whistling. You think the Monokuma that has Mondo's hair was just there the whole trial working on it?
He was
I gotta get this
practicing.
just right.
The evil Knievel Monokuma. Ejectocito.
Ejectocito. The fucking hula hoop.
Yo, man, how many times do you think you
Electrifying.
that hula hoop up?
Oh my god, he's going fucking crazy.
Oh, he's sleepy. Sleepy.
He go night night.
Sleepy Mono.
Whoa, where'd he go? The disappearing Mondo.
It's ready.
Oh my god.
Mondo butter.
Wow. It
They
goes
trimmed
perfect
him
on
into butter.
pancakes.
I love it.
It's my
It tastes
favorite.
like gasoline.
Laugh out death and your soul will forever be at peace.
Like gasoline and hair gel.
It can't be.
And corn? Why
My
is it corn?
brother. Another murderer and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen.
Mad as a hatter. Yeah, just let it all out.
As Taka said, screams invaded our skulls. We were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to.
What a disappointment. This is the end of the game.
Byakuya.
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game. One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this is a game of life or death.
Hey,
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that
however,
I just don't understand why.
Sounds like a response to me.
Shut up. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting.
His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone.
Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library, as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignore the nighttime rule too?
That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue.
The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room.
I was like, wow, what a creep.
That pervert had gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What?
You actually witnessed the murder?
He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well,
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed, but if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. thought it would liven things up.
You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But
damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who really done it, you would have been dead too, right?
Obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point.
But it's okay, Makoto baby told me to everyone.
Of course.
Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me.
Thank you, Boo
Thanks
Boo Bear.
to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become the Blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for.
And who I'll murder.
What? Correct.
Murder.
So that was your reason.
Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
No. Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
No, I'm up next. I thought I was done talking.
You
like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why?
Do you like them? I
No.
bought them. I bought them at IKEA. I got them on sale.
I can tell.
But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. Oh, this punishment, oh, this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating.
You are, I'll prove it.
Shut the fuck up! These punishments are meant to transform all hope into despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
I mean what I said, bitch. Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Me. Good grief. I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting!
Emily.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
The noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship. Yay.
That's enough.
I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you.
I have class.
Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete and total victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
Alright.
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so cool.
Go away. Recording in progress.
Bye.
So funny.
Get out of here.
You gotta get one of those red lights.
Looks like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's time for Byakuya's, nappy time. I'm tired. So that'll work to fuck with the crime scene.
Monokuma's laughter pealed across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us.
So specific, Makoto.
I know. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot.
You should try it out.
Isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
We have a traitor among us?
Oh my gosh. There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Whoa.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Chapter 2, Boy's Life.
Life.
Down to 10.
To be continued.
Try and stay in the double digits, guys.
Crazy Diamond.
Crazy Diamond.
Hey, two of a kind. Finish chapter 2.
Woohoo.
Can I pause here?
Yeah, you can.
Save again, because yes.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
Wow! And that concludes the second recording.